Most dog owners think their pet is just being dramatic when a storm rolls in. But what's actually happening inside that dog's body during a thunderstorm is closer to a panic attack than simple fear. And understanding that difference changes everything about how you should respond. Summer brings two of the biggest triggers for anxious dogs: thunderstorms and fireworks. And veterinarians report a sharp spike in emergency visits during these months, not always from injury, but from dogs who literally ran through screen doors or jumped fences trying to escape a noise. That tells you something important. This isn't bad behavior, it's a genuine physiological response. And once you understand what's happening in your dog's brain, the solutions start to make a lot more sense. Here's where it gets interesting. Dogs can hear frequencies far beyond human range, and their ears pick up the low rumble of distant thunder long before we do. On top of that, many researchers believe dogs can sense the drop in barometric pressure and the buildup of static electricity in the air before a storm even arrives. That's why some dogs start pacing or whining 20 minutes before you hear a single raindrop. They're not overreacting. They're reacting to something real that we simply can't perceive. The first natural method that works surprisingly well is creating what trainers call a safe den space. This isn't just tossing your dog in a crate. It means setting up a small, enclosed area, maybe under a table or in a closet, lined with blankets, where your dog can retreat on their own terms. Wild canines instinctively seek tight, enclosed spaces when threatened because it limits exposure and makes them feel less vulnerable. A retired rancher in Ohio once described how his cattle dog would dig himself into a laundry pile every time a storm hit, and once they gave him an actual den box lined with an old sweatshirt, his panic dropped noticeably within just a couple of weeks. The second method involves pressure. You've probably heard of thunder shirts, those snug-fitting wraps that apply gentle, constant pressure to a dog's torso. That sounds simple, but the science behind it is similar to swaddling a baby. Gentle, consistent pressure can lower cortisol levels and slow a racing heart rate. It won't work miracles on every dog, but many owners report a noticeable difference within the first few uses, especially when paired with other calming techniques. Third, sound conditioning can make a real difference over time, though it takes patience. This involves playing very low volume recordings of thunder or fireworks during calm, relaxed moments, then gradually increasing the volume over several weeks while rewarding your dog for staying calm. A dog trainer working out of a feed store in rural Texas explained that most owners give up on this method too early because they expect fast results. But dogs that go through several weeks of gradual exposure often show dramatically reduced fear responses by the time real storm season hits. The fourth approach is often overlooked entirely, and that's diet and exercise timing. A tired dog is a calmer dog. Giving your dog a long walk or a solid play session earlier in the day, especially on days when storms are forecast, helps burn off nervous energy before it has a chance to build into panic. Some owners also find that calming chews with ingredients like chamomile or L-theanine take the edge off, though these work best as a supplement to training, not a replacement for it. The fifth and often most underestimated method is simply your own behavior. This is where many pet owners get caught off guard. Dogs are incredibly good at reading human emotion, and if you rush over during a storm with a panicked, high-pitched voice trying to comfort them, you can actually reinforce the idea that something dangerous is happening. Instead, experienced trainers recommend staying calm, keeping your voice low and steady, and going about normal activities. Your dog takes emotional cues from you, and a relaxed household often produces a more relaxed dog. What happens next surprises many people. Owners who combine even 2 or 3 of these methods, a safe den, a pressure wrap, and calm body language, often see real improvement within a single storm season. It's not about eliminating fear completely, because some sensitivity is simply part of a dog's nature, but about giving them the tools to feel secure instead of trapped.